Can a land from Edge of Eternities commander make Smallpox a real legacy deck again? That's what we're going to find out today. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and today it is time, for the first time in a while, for some Legacy. So they had Eternal Weekend a little while ago, the biggest Legacy event of the year, and there was one deck from that event that really caught my eye, and that is a Smallpox deck. And I love Smallpox, you know me, I love blowing up lands, and Smallpox is a really sweet way to do that. But Smallpox also got a weird new combo piece from Edge of Eternities Commander that makes the deck even more spicy. So today we're gonna head to Legacy and do some Smallpoxing. So let's talk about our Smallpox deck, what it's trying to do, jump into the league, see the deck in action. So as I mentioned before, we are built around Smallpox, a 2-mana sorcery that says each player loses life, discards a card, sacks a creature, and sacks a land. So Smallpox, obviously incredibly powerful, right? For 2 mana, you're putting someone down, a card from hand, a creature, and a land, and even lose a life. The challenge of Smallpox is it's symmetrical. So we also have to sack a land and discard a card and sack a creature. So the goal of this deck is kind of to break the symmetry of Smallpox, where it's going to hurt our opponent worse than it hurts us. So how do we break the symmetry of Smallpox? And we got a couple of different plans. So first, we got kind of this land destruction / land recursion plan that works really well with Smallpox. We have Life from the Loam, which for 2 mana can just get 3 lands back from our graveyard to our hand, and then we can dredge it back to our hand and do it again the next turn. So this lets us just sack lands to Smallpox and get them back anyway, so we can sack lands without going down that lane permanently. So that helps break the symmetry of Smallpox. But Life from the Loam helps in another way too. The other way we can break the symmetry is we're kind of a resource denial deck. We have Wasteland to blow up non-basic lands. We have Ghost Quarter that once our opponent runs out of basic lands turns into a strip mine, and we can just blow up any land. So we can use these cards in addition to Smallpox to aggressively attack our opponent's mana base, and we're just going down 1 land from Smallpox. But if we're Wastelanding and Ghost Quartering and then loaming them back and doing it again, we can keep our opponent really low on resources and make it really hard for them to do much of anything. So that's plan number 1 for breaking the symmetry of Smallpox. The other plan is the other reason I want to play this deck. A new card from Edge of Eternities Commander that I honestly forgot even existed in Amundian Hatchery. So this is a land that comes into play untapped. You can pay a life and tap it for a black mana and add a hatchling counter to it. And then when it goes to the graveyard from play, for each hatchling counter on it, you make a 1/1 black insect creature token with fly. So this just combos with Smallpox. Ideally, we have Hatchery early in the game. We start tapping every turn to get those hatching counters and power it up. And then when we Smallpox, we sack the Hatchery to the Smallpox and get 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 insects, which might not sound like a lot, but combined with us taxing our opponent's land with Wasteland and with Smallpox and just kind of picking them apart, might actually be enough to win us the game all by itself. Plus, if we don't have the Smallpox, we can always do tricks like Wastelanding ourselves to get the Hatchery to go into the graveyard to get the insects out of it. So it's actually one of the big finishers in our deck. We also have some support cards. Witherbloom Command, Malevolent Orbo, really good at digging through our deck to find lands. Plus, we want to fill our graveyard for Life from the Loam and some of our other synergies. So these just kind of hold the deck together. As far as threats in the deck, we have Orcish Bowmasters, which is just pretty busted in a Brainstorm format. Barrel Goyf, a big life-linking, death-touching Goyf that also fills our graveyard, just the biggest body on the battlefield a lot of the time. Grist the Hungertide gives us some removal, some repeatable token generation, and then a couple of Hogaks, which is kind of funny. If you remember the old modern Hogak deck, we are very much not that. We're not trying to like turbo out Hogak on turn 2. In this deck, Hogak's kind of just like a value play. Like we can discard it to the Smallpox, and then we Bowmasters and have a couple bodies, and our graveyard's full because of cash grab. So we're just like, all right, I guess we get an 8/8 and attack you with it or block with it or whatever. So we're not really focused on Hogak, but it is powerful when it happens. We also have a bit of interaction, Fatal Push and Thoughtseize. We also have a small Urza Saga package. So Mox Diamond just helps speed up our deck. We have to discard a land to get it into play, and then it makes a mana, but we don't mind discarding a land because we're going to loam it back into play anyway. And then we have Urza Saga, which is just really strong, makes Karnstructs, all that stuff, but can also find Lava Spur Boots for haste, Nile Spellbomb for main deck graveyard hate, Pithing Needle is kind of a catch-all. As far as the mana base, we already really talked about the important lands, the Hatchery, the Urza Saga, the Wasteland, the Ghost Quarter. Otherwise, we get Besageux for artifacts and enchantments, and can kind going to be land destruction when we need it to, and then it's mostly just mana fixing stuff. As far as the sideboard, Leyline of the Void's the big one. Reanimator's really powerful and popular in Legacy right now. In Legacy, Reanimator is kind of like a turn 1 deck. It's like turn 1 unmask you for discard, and then entomb and reanimate an Archon or an Atraxa or Grizzlebrand. It's incredibly fast, so we can't really rely on playing, 1 mana Graveyard Hate against that deck, because it might be too slow. So Leyline of the Void gives us Graveyard Hate that comes down before the game even starts. Otherwise, we get a bunch of removal. Void Mirror, really good against the Eldrazi deck, shuts down other free spells like various forces. Speaking of forces, Force of Vigor for artifacts and enchantments, Chain of Mephistopheles to deal with Brainstorm decks, card draw dogs, another Baragoi for creature matchups, and that is Hatchery Smallpox, and that's our deck for today. So let's jump into some games and see if we can win in Legacy by Smallpoxing and apparently making a bunch of insect tokens with Ammonian Hatchery. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit for the wrap-up. Need some magic cards? Well, you can snag them from our sponsor, Card Kingdom, over at cardkingdom.com/MTGGoldfish. Want to help out the channel? Well, you can snag these super sweet new dice, playmats tokens, and more over at MTGGoldfishmerch.com. So, we were playing some Smallpox. Eternal Weekend was a bit ago, and this deck kind of came out of nowhere to make the top 8, and I love me some Smallpox, so we haven't played Legacy in a while. Not sure what this crazy meta's like, but we are going to find out. Opponent Ancient Tomb. Chalice on 1. We draw a Witherbloom command. Well, I think we just play a Mox Diamond. Discard an Urza Saga. Bloodstained Mire. Crack Bloodstained Mire. Grab a Swamp. And yeah, we're going to do what we came here to do, which is do a little Smallpox, and everybody sack a land, everybody sack a creature, everyone discard a card. We will discard this Hogak. So we get rid of the Ancient Tomb. We tax our opponent's hand. And then next turn we can loam back some lands, I guess, and start doing that. We also have the Witherbloom command, potentially. Opponent, more Ancient Tombs. Wasteland would be a draw. Grist. Well, let's play the Bayou. And I think we just have to loam back the lands. Well, this is a big turn. Opponent's untapping with Ancient Tomb, so this is their chance to play something big with their fast mana. Wow, triple Ancient Tomb draw. All right, opponent, passing. Do we dredge the loam? I really want a Wasteland. I think we do. All right, no Wasteland. Play a Urza Saga. I think we just get Grist down here. I think we get down Grist, start making tokens. This is a way that we can potentially get the Hogak down, and it's a removal spell if we sack the insect. Opponent. Oh, I see. It's actually an Eldrazi deck. Is this Thought Knot? No, even worse. Reality Smasher. Okay. That means our Grist is about to die, and we cannot stop that. Opponent. Gonna kill the Grist. That is unfortunate. We kind of wanted that Hogak. Malevolent Rumble. Yeah, I think we got a Rumble here. We would really like to find an Orcish Bowmaster, because then that lets us play Hogak. All right, there's a Bowmaster. Ooh, yeah, there's a Bowmaster. Take the Bowmaster. Play the Swamp. Run out the Bowmaster. Ping ya. This is the best that we got. Ping it down to 12. Hogak. 2, 3, 4. So get down the Hogak. Get it, hit ya. Now at least we have an 8/8 that can do a little bit of blocking. Hit ya. Down to 11. And we found a Wasteland in the graveyard. So we can start loaming Wasteland. Another Smallpox would actually be sweet to get rid of that Reality Smasher. The other question is, what do we do with this Urza Saga? Opponent. Grim Monolith. Down to 9. Secluded Courtyard. On, I assume, Eldrazi. Lotus Petal. What's that last card? Sire of 7 Deaths. Okay. That is big, but it's not technically bigger than Hogak. Land tap. We draw the Hatchery. Do we even want to make a construct? But then we can't loam? You know what? I think we're not going to make the construct, actually. Float a mana. Pithing Needle. For Grim Monolith. So this will keep our opponent from untapping it. Get back. Wasteland Saga. Play the Wasteland. Blow up the Eldrazi Temple. Get in with the Hogak. This probably makes our opponent double block. Oh, okay. Well, this works out even better. Opponent goes to 1, and Witherbloom command. The hidden mode of drain for 2. Okay. And opponent sees what's happening and scoops it up. Oh, okay. That went pretty well. We got him with a Smallpox. The Hogak, bigger than the Eldrazi. We do have some tech for this. We have Void Mirror, which is kind of good against Eldrazi. We get Haywire Might potentially. Maybe the Forces. Is there any? Oh, we could bring in like Toxic Deluge. What is a Legacy? Oh man, I haven't played much Legacy lately. Every time I play Legacy, I have so much fun, but then I don't play it for like months. What does an Eldrazi deck actually look like? So sideboard, nothing super intense. I do think the Fatal Pushes actually look fine though. They actually look pretty good, as does the Toxic Deluges, but what do we cut? That's always the challenge. So maybe the Forces aren't actually worth it. I think the Forces probably aren't worth it, actually. Like, yeah, they have a couple of Grim Monoliths, maybe, but not that much. Bowmaster is kind of necessary if we ever want to play the Hogak, at least quickly. Maybe we go down, like, Witherbloom Command, Nile Spellbomb. Even the Pithing Needle doesn't seem great. Like, yes, it hit that random Grim Monolith, but I think that's about it. Maybe bring in a Toxic Deluge. And maybe we actually cut, like, a Urza's Saga? We're taking out pretty much all the targets. I don't know if that's a insane plan. It might be an insane plan. Yeah, let's try it like that. Well, show us Wastelands. Show us Wastelands. Wasteland's very good in this matchup. Also Void Mirrors. Well, I mean, we got a Smallpox. We will not complain about Smallpox. Well, let's see how fast of a start our opponent gets off to. Found it. Ancient 2-man. Passing? Okay. Well, we will Mox Diamond. Discard an Underground Mortuary, Mox Diamond, discard a Verdant Catacombs, and I think we just Smallpox, make a sack it, and we will just discard, oh man, if they have Graveyard Hate. Ooh, all right, we're going to discard the Loam. If they have Graveyard Hate, it's kind of sketchy, but opponent discards a, why didn't they cast their Battle Mage? I guess they wanted to kick it? Passing. Well, we are definitely dredging Loam here. Dredge the Loam. No Wasteland, but we can loan back Mortuary, Catacombs, Hatchery. Let's just play the Mortuary. Well, we're going to keep that on top. I like the sneaky Toxic Deluge that our opponent doesn't know about, although I'd really love to find a Wasteland on Eldrazi. We could just loam again, too. Depending on what our opponent does, we could loam, mill the Toxic Deluge, try to dig for the Wasteland to get the Temple. I guess we could also just Barrowgoyf, loam Barrowgoyf. The Toxic Deluge is just like a unique effect. We don't have a lot of things that do what Toxic Deluge does, which is answer the unanswerable. Kozilek's command to get rid of the loam. All right. I guess the good news is this means we can play a Barrowgoyf that's pretty big. I think we just play the Hatchery. Start getting some counters past the turn. Glaring Flesh Rake. Oh, this might be Deluge time. Let's take up so we get a counter. Ooh, Thoughtseize. Okay. Yeah, let's try that. Let's tap the Hatchery. We want to get as many counters as possible. Thoughtseize you. See what we're dealing with over there. A million Line Breakers, a Battle Mage. Well, we're just going to take the Battle Mage. Play the Verdant Catacombs. And I think we actually just Deluge here. I think we Deluge for 2. And then we get to start getting in with the Barrowgoyf. Fill in the graveyard. Get it hit ya. Be nice if we could hit a creature. All right, get a Bowmasters. We will take the Bowmasters. That's sweet. All right, pass turn. Things are looking pretty good against the Eldrazi. We know our opponent's hand. It's a million Line Breakers. But I think we can beat a million Line Breakers. Opponent. Ancient 2. Here comes a Line Breaker. Sure. Bound it. Haste it up. Gonna get in and hit us. Well, let's crack this Catacombs. I don't think we have any Surveil lands, but we will take a... I guess we'll take a Bayou. We don't really have to worry about Blood Moons this matchup. Opponent hits us down to 11. Well, we untap. That's actually pretty sweet. Well, let's get in with the Barrowgoyf. That's actually insanely sweet. So, hit you with a Barrowgoyf. Mill a few cards. Play a Bowmaster. Hang ya. Get down the Hogak. 1, 2, wow, this is so good. 3, 4, 5. And then we still have, Hogak's so good. Then we still have the mana to play the Grist, which can blow up the Line Breaker. And opponent cannot beat the Smallpox. And that went pretty good against one of the best decks in Legacy. We didn't get the full lock. Our opponent had the Kozilek's command to deal with the Loam, but we kind of picked him apart, honestly. We kind of picked him apart. I really wanted to see the Hatchery pop off at some point. I mean, this is the cool new card to the deck, right? Edge of Eternities Commander All-Star. A Mundian Hatchery. Pretty good with Smallpox. And I think, I mean, we don't have any fast mana, but I think we keep this. Yeah, we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it. I mean, we have a Smallpox that can make an insect or two. That's kind of cute. We got the loam. We don't have a wasteland. I mean, we can dig for it. Ah, man, this hand, every hand with a Mox is like so much better. This hand with a Mox would be so good. I mean, it still seems fine. Opponent mulliganing aggressively, which actually just scares me now. When my opponent mulligans, I just get more scared. I mean, it used to be like, oh, good, we got a better chance to win. But now I'm like, oh, God, they're going to just turn one me. Oh, God, Lotus Petal and Simian Spear Guide and double Simian Spear Guide and Blood Moon. And, oh, OK, well, I believe we're dead. Looks like a turn one kill to me. Seriously, what kind of hand is this? Like, seriously. All right, Mulligan Simulator. Opponent. Yeah, gets 3 Narc Amoebas. Well, we haven't played Legacy in a while, so I guess we can see how this deck wins, which is actually super boring because it's going to be Flashback, a reanimation spell on Thassa's Oracle. And honestly, there is nothing we could have done to change the outcome of this game. Quite literally, nothing we could have done. Going to cast a Cabal Therapy. I mean, yeah, we can just concede. There's no point. We know how it ends. Yeah, that's Hoops All spells for you. Because all they need to do, they have the Dread Return, right? So sack 3 creatures, reanimate Thoracle. They're just gonna do a hand check first. I mean, Leyline's the big one. I mean, that's the reason you play the deck, right? Removal doesn't do anything. Voidmere, Force of Vigor. Even Smallpox doesn't seem great. Grist is pretty fair. I mean, we will mulligan all the way to 1, I think, to find the ley line, and then we gotta hope that they don't have an answer to the ley line. Yeah, let's trim a Grist, trim a Witherbloom command. I mean, also, on the Muldify, our opponent Muldify'd into, what, 4? A Lotus Petal, 4 Spirit Guides, and their payoff? I think they had to top deck. Oh, no, they had 1 card left over in hand, but still. Thought Seizes that we can't even cast. That's not gonna do it. Oh, there's a ley line, but literally nothing to back it up. I mean, we got to keep it, right? Because we have a ley line, but our opponent knows that we're going to mulligan for a ley line. So they're going to mulligan for an answer to the ley line. And if they find the answer to the ley line, the same thing happens. I mean, I guess we do have the Urza Saga. If the ley line can slow our opponent down for a couple of turns, then we can get, we got to keep it. We'll put a Swamp to the bottom. Hope our opponent does not have an answer. If they have an answer, we could just die on turn 1 again. If they have the Force. So start with the ley line in play. Urza Saga. Oh, if you have the Force, this is such a blowout. And past the turn, I think this is our only option, though. Well, take up the Urza Saga. We draw a Hogak. Play a Mox Diamond. Discard a Swamp. And yeah, let's just play the Forest past the turn. If we play the Fetch, there's a window they can blow up the Saga in response. Come on, we need one more turn. And then we get another layer of protection. With 2 Graveyard Hate effects, I feel a little more comfortable, although still, I guess a Force still gets them both. Well, let's make a Construct. Donna's got to discard the hand size. Ooh, there's a Loam. Well, 1, 2, let's make a Construct. So now we get a clock going. Take the Nile Spellbomb. Play the Verdant Catacombs. Get in with a Construct. Okay, hold. No force. Anything but the Force. We need 2 more turns. 2 more turns that we can get there with the Constructs. Opponent passing. Well, let's crack the Verdant Catacombs. Grab the Underground Mortuary. Keep the Thoughtseize. Untap. Keep the pressure on. Thoughtseize you. Take the Spy. Actually, if we take the Dread Return, they can't win, right? Actually, if we take the Spy, they can't win. Yeah, let's just take the Spy. Because they can't draw multiple things, right? They need to draw an answer to our Graveyard Hate. And then they also need to draw a finisher now. And I don't think they can do that in 1 turn. So I think we actually got there with the ley line. Oh, an opponent scoops it up. Oh, the matchup is so scary because you know if your defense falls around for 1 turn, all it takes is 1 turn, a single turn, you just die. There's no coming back. But that's an example of how we need to win in this matchup is essentially, oh wait, Voidmere actually is good too, isn't it? Because it stops the flashback. We probably should have brought that in before. It's not as good as Leyline, but it's still good. Go down the Pithing Needle. And I guess we got on one more Witherbloom command and run it like that. I mean, the Wastelands are literally dead, right? Because they can't play lands and have their combo work. Are we better off cutting Wastelands? I could see, we don't really need that many lands, right? Especially with Wasteland being a dead card. There's no window to interact with removal. Yeah, let's go down one of the lands and go up one. Let's go one Force. Run it like that. Show us a Leyline. Show us a Leyline. Leyline or bust. Leyline or bust. Literally, I don't think we can keep a hand without a Leyline. I mean, this hand can like turn one a Barrogoyf, but that does not stop us from dying on turn one. Smallpox. Okay, that also does not stop us from dying. All right, there's a Leyline and a Voidmere. Okay, we will keep. We're going to put Smallpox to the bottom. We put, oh man, I'd love to keep the Thoughtseize, but I think we want to start with a Leyline and then play turn one Voidmere. So I think we have to put Thoughtseize to the bottom. All right, well, we can start with the Leyline. So we get to play a Mox Diamond, discard a Ghost Quarter, play a Catacombs, crack the Catacombs. Even if they have, okay, so they do have the Force. We still have a line of defense, though. We still have a line of defense. I don't know if it's enough. So we float a mana. We lose the Leyline. We lose the Mox Diamond, which especially hurts. We do need to draw another land now. Verdant Catacombs. We'll see if the Voidmere is enough. Get the Bayou. Play the Voidmere. Pass the turn. So this keeps our opponent from casting Dread Return with Flashback. Okay, we draw Boseiju. I'll play the Boseiju. Do a little Malevolent Rumbling. And we will take a Nile Spellbomb. Okay. I mean, if we actually, you know what? We're going to just sack this and play this. Oh, I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. Oh, I'm so dumb. I'm going to hear about that one in the comments. I am sure. All right, let's try this again without countering our own spells. Malevolent Rumble. Play the Hatchery. Pass the turn. Man, it would have been nice if we had that Leyline out. That actually might be the difference between winning and losing this game. That might be a game-losing punt. Found it, finds a mana. Well, let's start ticking up this Hatchery. How about a Smallpox now? That'd be sweet. Well, 1 and 2. Yeah, I think we play a second one. The Voidmere also shuts down the Force of Vigors. Man, a Smallpox would be insanely good now. Found it, passes. We draw Catacombs. Well, let's play Catacombs, pass the turn. I mean, at least we can get a Surveil land, right? Found it, passing. Well, all right, Verdant Catacombs. Grab the Surveil land. Can we surveil into some action? Do we want a Thoughtseize? I almost think the answer is no. Yeah, we're going to go Graveyard. We're going to go Graveyard. We want something more impactful than that. Force of Vigor. Okay. I mean, I don't think that's going to be super relevant, but we'll see. Opponent. All right. Opponents MDFCing their way into casting stuff. Exiles an Elvish Spirit Guide. 4 mana. Balustrade Spy. So can they win through the Voidmere? So opponent mills their deck. They must have a plan for this, right? So they get the Narcomoebas. But how do they win through the Voidmeres is my question. I mean, I assume they have a plan. But anything they cast for flashback gets countered. Opponent says they think they needed to wait another turn. Well, that's, tick up this Hatchery, I guess, just in case. I mean, opponents got no cards. They got no cards in their deck. So I think they just died at drawing, right? Oh, they can Memory's Journey at instant speed to shovel 3 cards back into their deck. They don't have green mana, though. If they have is there an Elvis, 1 Elvish Spirit Guide, 2 Elvish Spirit Guides? Oh, no. They might have an Elvish Spirit Guide in hand. Wow, I thought our opponent had a Spirit Guide, but they did not. And we got there. Well, okay. I know I'm going to get yelled at in the comments because that was a pretty brutal punt. I just got too excited about drawing the second piece of Graveyard Hate. But in the end, it ended up working out anyway, so we'll take it. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Man, this is a scary matchup. I mean, no fast mana, but I think we got to keep it. Man, this hand on the play would be great. On the draw, it's still interesting. Opponent, Flooded Strand, and passing. Well, let's just play the Hatchery, pass the turn. Little Wasteland defense. Try to blow it up, we get an Insect. Opponent. get a tropical island and a Caracas for an up the beanstalk. Well, let's take up the hatchery. Opponent gets to draw a card and pass the turn. Huh, what do we do now? This is interesting. We draw Grist. So we can fire off the Smallpox. We could Wasteland. What is, oh man, I gotta play more Legacy. What deck is this? Let's pull up some Legacy lists. Let's see if we can figure this out. Bant Control, maybe? Maybe something like this? There's no up the bean, oh, there is 2 up the beanstalks to trigger off like forces and such. Play a Wasteland. Wasteland the tropical island. Pass the turn. We're just going to play it slow. We could go for the Smallpox, but if we go for the Smallpox, we open it up to just getting hit by like a force or something. Opponent island. And Quantum Riddler draws an extra card. Passing. Oh, they're going to have so many cards. Well, if you don't have any mana, then the cards don't matter too much. Fatal Push, eh? Well, let's play a Swamp. Actually, let's play the Besaju. We're not going to Smallpox this turn, I don't think. The problem is 3 mana gets them to Uro, which gets them to even more lands. Yeah, let's play the Besaju. I think the plan is this turn, try to run out the Bowmaster. And then if they force that, then we hopefully get to Smallpox the next turn. And cash in the Hatchery to draw a bunch of cards. Quantum Riddler. Okay, well, in response, let's see if we got the force. Bang it. They could also have Solitude, I guess. All right, there's a Solitude. Gonna trigger the up the beanstalk. I mean, we get another ping out of it. All right, opponent. Gonna Solitude to get rid of the Bowmaster. We do get a 2/2 out of it. Cool, passing. Okay. Well, we untap. Man, if we can successfully resolve Loam. Well, 1 and 2. We got to go for it. Loam back the Wasteland. Oh, they got the force. Okay, so opponent has the force. Force, gonna draw a card. I mean, we do get to try again next turn. Play the land. Get in with the Orc Army. We're really trying to keep our opponent from getting to 3 lands, though. Man, they're just drawing so many cards. Hit you down to 14. Up the Beanstalk is such a ridiculous card. Ponders to find a land. Okay. I mean, so what we can do next turn is we can Loam. We can cast the Loam to try to get back the Wasteland. If it works, we start Wastelanding. If it doesn't work, we can still Smallpox. Well, let's untap. Let's Dredge Loam. Cast the Loam. Try to get back all 3 lands. This time it works. Okay, so we will hit you down to 12. So I think what we do is play the Wasteland, stop on our opponent's upkeep. We're gonna upkeep the Wasteland. That way we will have triggered Revolt during our opponent's turn. So let's blow up the Tundra. 3 mana for a really big Murktide region. Okay, so the real question's gonna be, does our opponent have another counter? Man, the Smallpox would be so insane if it resolves. I think we do not Dredge Loam this time because we'd like to draw a Thoughtseize. We draw a Bowmaster. Let's play a Verdant Catacombs. Crack the Verdant Catacombs for a Bayou. 1 and 2. Oh, come on. One time, Magic God. Smallpox. Oh my God, they have another force. Okay, in response, we will Bowmaster. Pang ya. Opponent's down to 9. Well, we will pass the turn. Opponent gonna Swords the Bowmaster and Quantum Riddler to draw a card. This deck does draw a lot of cards. I will give it credit for that. Opponent, another Riddler. Flooded Strand. And gonna get in with the Murktide. Sure, we will take it. All right, we drop to 5. Not going to Dredge the Loam this turn. We draw Wasteland. Well, go to combat. All right, another Swords. I think we 1, 2, 3. Play a Grist. Play the Wasteland. Wasteland ourselves. Okay, the Hatchery's paying off. Take down the Grist. Sack an Insect. Blow up the Murktide. Insects? Insects for the win? Hatchery for the win? About it. Gonna brainstorm. Okay. Looking for answers to the insect horde. Wow. An opponent scoops it up. The hatchery. The hatchery was good enough. Wastelanding ourselves for victory. Our opponent drew literally all the cards. Literally all the cards. But it didn't matter because we made the insects. Who would have thought this random commander I mean, I guess at this point we should expect random commander cards to do really well in Legacy. What do we want against this deck, though? I'm still not exactly sure what our opponent's playing. I really would like to figure out at least some idea of what they're playing. So, how do we do this? Legacy, Quantum Riddler, up the beanstalk, probably something like this. So, Endurance, Uro, Riddlers, Murktides, all the control stuff, a couple of Stifles maybe. Sideboard-wise, maybe some Surgicals. All right, well, what do we want against this deck? So the Fatal Push seems kind of mid. Maybe we need like a Toxic Deluge. I mean, I think attacking our opponent's mana base is going to be the best plan. How much does the graveyard matter? Does the graveyard matter? Not really. Let's go down the Nile Spellbomb for the Haywire Might. Do we also want to force? I guess Witherbloom Command still gets rid of up the beanstalk. You know what? Let's just try it like that. Light touch into game 2. We're going to be on the draw. I mean, let's see if we can keep the win streak going. I feel like this is a matchup where taxing our opponent's mana should be a pretty legit option, right? That's not actually even the exact deck, though, because they definitely had, you know what else they had? Swords to Plowshares. There's white mana in here, so that's not even exactly the deck. Ah, there we go. It's probably this. All right, anyway. I mean, we don't have a Hatchery, but we got a Thoughtseize, which is good. We have a Bowmaster, which is also good. Opponent Volcanic Island. Yeah, there's a Grist. Well, let's just play the Schwamp and Thoughtseize you. Opponent's going to do a little hiding with a Brainstorm. So Leyline Binding, another Brainstorm. Well, I think we just take the Binding. And then maybe we can get him with the Bowmaster. They have a lot of lands in hand. Savannah and up the beanstalk. Yup, draws a card. Well, we'll have to see if they have even more removal. Opponent passes. We draw another Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize or Bowmaster. We know they have a Brainstorm in hand. Yeah, I think we Thoughtseize. Take the Riddler. Play the Bloodstained Mire, pass the turn. Well, this does give them a window to cast their Brainstorm. Yeah, let's do this in response. In case they do have a random Stifle or something. Get the Underground Mortuary. Do a little surveilling. Well, we're going to keep the Hatchery. The Hatchery was great last game. Opponent going to do some Brainstorming. And Flooded Strand. Opponent going to crack the Flooded Strand. Going to get a Tundra. And going to Ponder. All right, opponent has all the cantrips. That's for sure. We can't quite Bowmaster yet. Well, we know we're drawing the Hatchery, so let's play the Hatchery. Let's wait. The Bowmasters is probably too good here. I was thinking about getting down Grist. You know what? I think we are going to get down Grist. Let's get down Grist. Get down the Grist, start taking up, start making insects, pass the turn. This also is going to get us closer to playing the Hogak, which is nice. The downside is it means we don't get to Bowmaster, so they have a turn where they can up the beanstalk and such, and we can't really interact with the opponent. Leyline Binding, going to get rid of the Grist. Draw a card, of course. Well, if we go to a game 3, we are going to bring in the Forces, I think. Now that we see it's a Leyline Binding deck, and there's a Murktide Regent, gonna draw a card. Well, you know what we really need to resolve is this Smallpox. We draw a Toxic Deluge, which is not bad. Let's play the Urza Saga. And then 1 and 2. We got to do it. Let's try to Smallpox. Ooh, no answer. Okay. We will discard the Hogak. We will sack the Hatchery. Get a couple of insects. 1, 2, and then 7 mana. 1, 2, 6, 7. Get down the Hogak, and we still have a Bowmaster in our back pocket that our opponent doesn't know about. All right, let's see what you got, opponent. Let's see what you got. Opponent untaps Misty Rainforest, and all right, we will just let it go. Take up the Urza Saga, draw another Hatchery. Opponent gonna take the beats down to 8, play a Hatchery. Oh my god, are we gonna win this? Are we going 3-0? Are we going 3-0 with Smallpox in Legacy? Well, 1 and 2. Let's make it Urza Saga token. Untap. They could have Solitude. They could have a full price Solitude. Let's just float a mana. Looks like they do have the Solitude. Sack the Haywire Might. Get rid of the Leyline Binding. Get back the Grist. I think we have to just attack with the Hogak. Get in with the Hogak. In response, we will Bowmaster. Ping you down to 6. Opponent, gonna draw, ping you down to 5. So opponent eats the Hogak. We go back up to 20. Sure. But then Grist can sack the Construct to kill the Solitude. And we will pass the turn. Okay, hold. We're so close to closing this out. We got the Bowmaster to punish the Beanstalk. We have 2 Surprise Drain in hand. I guess we could have attacked with the Flyers there. Opponent gonna get rid of the Bowmaster. And scoops it up. And we're 3-0. And the kids are eating. And we are crushing people in Legacy. We haven't played Legacy in like 6 months. We haven't played Magic's arguably hardest format. One of the hardest formats in 6 months. And we got a treasure chest locked in. We're up to 3-0 with Smallpox. And I gotta say, despite some little punts along the way, like we could have attacked with the insects, right? Because Solitude doesn't have flying. Despite some little punts, the synergy with this Hatchery is actually really good. Like the Hatchery synergy, I remember during the podcast, we talked about this deck and Richard was like, seriously, those insects are going to win you the game? And it turns out, seriously, those insects, a lot of the time are actually going to win you the game. I mean, I guess we try it, right? And then eventually we get to the Hogak. Yeah, let's try it. We'll give it a go. Let's see what our opponent's up to. Pass in. Okay. Well, what do we find? Pithing Needle. Well, we don't, I think, want a Smallpox yet. I mean, we could get their land. We'd have to sack our Catacombs. Let's play a Mox Diamond. Let's just play the Catacombs. Opponent. Gonna crack the Marsh Flats. Do a little surveilling, perhaps. Raccoon. Oh, is this Reanimator? This could be Reanimator again. That deck's popular. Opponent leaves it on top. Passing. All right, well, let's crack the Catacombs. Get a surveil land of our own. Mill a Catacombs. All right, let's draw some action. Witherbloom Command. I mean, I guess we just play that. So Witherbloom Command. Mill and Drain. Oh, we tapped in properly. Witherbloom Command. Mill and Drain. We could hit a Wasteland. We could mill a Loam. That'd be kind of sweet. I guess we get a Catacombs. And let's just play an Urza Saga. You know what? Let's play Pithing Needle. I don't know if this is correct or not, because I'm not super clear on the matchup yet, but I think we're gonna Pithing Needle Grizzlebrand. Just on the off chance that they are Rakdos Reanimator. Oh, we'll see. Opponent, Bowmasters. All right, probably not Rakdos Reanimator if they're playing Bowmasters. I mean, the good news is we're not really a Dragster cards deck, so the Bowmaster is not a huge threat to us. A Blood Moon would be kind of brutal. That would be super brutal, actually. Sinkhole, okay. Well, they are not Rakdos Reanimator, I don't believe. Opponent gonna get in and hit us. Sure. You know what we want is a Bowmasters of our own. That would be the best draw. Opponent passes. Another Verdant Catacombs. Yeah, let's play the Catacombs, pass the turn. I guess we just wait for now. Like, all we get's the Orc Army and then like a Swamp and we go down a land. It doesn't seem that impactful. Gonna hit us down to 16. Okay, so maybe this is like some sort of fair deck? I didn't know people still played Sinkhole in Legacy. Well, let's crack the Catacombs. Oh, God. All right. I guess we could have played around that. Should have known. We were just getting people in Timeless with Oppo Agent. We got Mythic with Oppo Agent. All right. Well, definitely not Rakdos Reanimator. Some sort of just like Rakdos mid-range deck. Yeah, that is brutal. Oh, we're in some serious trouble here. All right. Well, there goes our Bayou. We draw another fetch land. Well, let's play a Beseju. Yeah, this is looking real bad. Opponent untaps. Well, now we know what we got to play around. Opponent's going to play our Bayou. Gets in, hits us for 5. Down to 10. Thoughtseize. So this is actually just like a fair Rakdos deck, I guess. Barrogoyf. Well, I mean, we are super dead. We draw. Hatchery, a little bit too late. All right. So opponents, they're like Rakdos mid-range. So we're going to bring in Fatal Pushes. We're going to bring in Toxic Deluges. We're going to bring in another Barrogoyf. I don't even know if we want Thoughtseizes in this matchup. We might actually cut the Thoughtseizes. We're going to cut Pithing Needle. And I think we just cut all the Thoughtseizes. Cut all the Thoughtseizes. I mean, traditionally, right, if you're playing a mid-range deck, you don't want the Thoughtseizes. You know what? Let's run it. Let's run it. Let's run it like that. No Thoughtseizes. Bring in removal, go down the Thoughtseizes. We get to play first. At least we got a Bowmaster this time. Let's play a Verdant Catacomb. Oh, we got to pass, right? I'm scared, though, because if they go Dark Ritual, Oppo Agent, we're so screwed. We're gonna play it safe. The problem with playing it this way is if our opponent has Wasteland, then it's bad for us in another direction. Leave the Barrogoyf on top. Opponent. Bloodstained Mire. Gets a Swamp and Nethergoyf. Well, let's get down the Urza Saga and pass the turn. This actually would have been a nice time to potentially Smallpox if we had had another Black Source, opponent Swamp, and gonna Sinkhole. Well, 1-2. That's actually not good for us. Let's get down the Bowmaster. Pangea. Well, now we need to draw lands. Gonna get in and hit us. Ooh, the colorless lands for the punishment. Down to 17. Okay, we draw a Swamp, which is something. So we take up the Urza Saga. Play the Swamp. Go to combat. Sadly, we do not get to. Man, that Sinkhole's so good against us. It's so good. Hit ya. Down to 15. We're actually just hoping to draw another land. Because then we can get a Mox off the Urza Saga. And have a land to discard. If we don't, we can still do it with the Wasteland. And we probably will, but... Gonna get it and hit us. Well, we will take it. See what we draw. We draw a Mox, which is kind of the exact opposite of what we wanted. Let's float a mana. Take a Nile Spellbomb. We could Wrath with the Toxic Deluge. Well, let's play the Mox. Discard the Wasteland. Yeah, I think we just have to Wrath. So Nethergoyf. Power toughness equal number of card types in your graveyard. Toughness equal that +1. Yeah, let's Deluge for 4. Deluge for 4. Sweep the board. I guess we could have chipped in for 2 first, potentially. The Voidwalker is a big issue. It's just eating away our graveyard so we can't play the Hogak, right? And we need to be able to get to that Hogak eventually. All right, well, board dealt with for now. Pass the turn. See what our opponent has. Gonna get a Surveil land. Our opponent might just be mono black, actually. I think they're just playing the Surveil lands for value. But they might actually just be straight up mono black or very close to mono black. I mean, now that the board is swept, the Smallpox is turned on as an actual, oh God. All right, opponent, Sinkhole. We draw. All right, Hatchery is good. Hatchery is good. Let's play the Hatchery. We're staying alive. We're staying alive. We are probably going to crack this Nile Spellbomb to draw a card. Opponent passing. Yeah, let's crack it. Let's crack it, draw a card. Oh, no, it doesn't work. Oh, I'm so dumb. Okay, let's not crack it, draw a card. Well, oh no, that is a bad punt. Well, we got a Smallpox. This is going to put us down to 1 land, and I'm not sure that we actually get the Hatchery tokens. So we're going to discard a Hogak. Okay, so we do get the Hatchery. We do get the Hatchery tokens at least. Well, we need some lands. Wasteland for our opponent. Go insects. We need some lands. We need some lands. Man, I played this matchup kind of poorly. Couple of mistakes. About it. Legacy is a hard format, especially when you don't play it often. Oh, we really should play more Legacy. Would you watch more Legacy? The main reason we don't play Legacy more is I feel like people just don't watch it that much, but I like Legacy. I'm curious. Let me know. We actually watch Legacy. If you want more Legacy, watch Legacy. Opponent gonna blow up an insect. Well, all right. We're down to 1 insect. Can we draw land? Yes, we draw a Hatchery. All right, well, play the Hatchery. We're 1 land away from Barrogoyf, which would be amazing. Get in, hit ya. And at least if our opponent tries to Wasteland, we can get another insect. All right, let's see what we draw. Land? Okay, that is a land. I'll go to combat, get in with the insect. The problem is Oppo Agent. So I'm not even sure that we can crack the land right now. Do we just risk it? No, we're not going to risk it. We're not. They're leaving 3 mana up. I don't think we can just fire it off. Oppo Agent would be one of the cards that I could see them holding in hand here. Fatal Push. Well, get in with the insect. This does mean we can try to crack the Catacombs. Let's crack the Catacombs. Because then if our opponent does have Oppo Agent, we can just Fatal Push it. So there's the Oppo Agent. Fatal Push Oppo Agent. Fatal Push the Oppo Agent. Swamp. I mean, this theoretically lets us get down a Barrowgoyf next turn, which would be huge. Opponent Marsh Flats. And Nethergoyf. Okay, pretty good. Well, we'll see how much removal our opponent has left. Opponent. We draw a Witherbloom command. Well, 1, 2, and 3. I think we just have to Barrowgoyf. Better than another Goyf, assuming it stays alive. I don't think we can attack, though. Because if they go Fatal Push the Barrowgoyf, we need this insect as a chump blocker. Sheoldred's Edict. All right, there goes the Barrowgoyf. Opponent's down to 1 card in hand. Oh, no. Do they also have an answer to... Okay, gonna get a Surveil Land. We need this insect to be able to chump block, or else we're in serious, like, probably dead trouble. Opponent mills a Dark Ritual. Opponent untaps. 1 card in hand. Draws card number 2. Is it a removal spell? Does it deal with the insect? Hold. Wow, okay. They blow up the hatchery to give us more insects. Wow. And then Plague Engineer on in. What a draw. What a draw for our opponent. Well, we need to draw an untapped non-pain land. And it's a Catacombs. And we are dead. Oh, man. Wow. The 5-0's off the table, which probably deservedly so, because I think there were a couple things we could have done better, but interesting. Well, we lost to the fair deck. We're up against the Shallow Grave, which makes me think they might be a Reanimator player. We will see. If we die on turn 1 to reanimation spells, you will know why. Opponent. Going on, pitching a Shallow Grave, targeting themselves, an Archon of Cruelty, Dark Ritual. I mean, we actually have an answer to this. Animate Dead on the Archon. So we will pitch the Pithing Needle. Okay, this is okay, because we have the Smallpox. We have the Smallpox, so life is still okay. We draw a Gris, so let's play the Mox Diamond. Discard a Swamp. Play a Swamp, and I mean, we gotta just Smallpox. Smallpox. Oh, do we want the Thoughtseize? They only have 1 card in hand. Yeah, let's pitch to the Thoughtseize. We're going to hold on to the Grist. Archon down for now. Opponent 1 card in hand. We will pass the turn. I still don't feel safe. Opponent. Polluted Delta. And passing. We draw. Do we just do it? Let's play the... Let's wait. Let's play the Catacombs. We're not going to do it. We're not... I'm tempted to just fire off the Smallpox. Get our opponent's last card. Maybe it's too greedy to hold on to it. Opponent gets a Surveil Land. Mills a Bayou. Okay. Untaps. Plays a Bloodstained Mire. Well, let's crack the Catacombs. Get the Underground Mortuary. Well, we gotta keep the Loam. We gotta keep the Loam. I wish we had a Wasteland to go with it, but we do have to keep it. Well, all right. 1 and 2. Let's do a little Loaming. Get back to 3 lands. Play the Catacombs. Pass the turn. Okay. Don't kill us this turn. Don't kill us this turn. We're getting close. Opponent gonna crack the Bloodstained Mire. Probably gonna get another Surveil Land. Undercity Sewers, sure. Mills a Cabal Therapy, okay. And finds the Animate Dead for the Archon. I mean, unless they draw a discard, though. We have another Smallpox. Opponent! Black card and Unmask off the top from the Archon. Oh, come on, Magic Gods. We know that those were top decks. We know it, because they didn't have the cards in hand. Well, no point in dredging Loam now. We draw a Hatchery. Oh, I think we're just dead, though, right? Like, man. Brutal. Well, let's play the Grist to its death. No way to get an insect. So we make the insect, but our opponent attacks and makes a sack. And we have to discard the Swamp. And they get to draw another card. Man, maybe we should have just fired off the Smallpox and went down to 0 lands. Like, maybe that was correct. It felt right to wait, but it also, I guess, was risky to wait. And we don't have a lot of answers. It's really another Smallpox. Smallpox number 3 off the top. Opponent. Archon. going to attack our face. Well, we're going to sack the insect because that actually gives us more outs. We're going to drop to 2 because this means like something to blow up the hatchery could let us kill the Archon with Grist. All we need is a creature. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. Oh, so if we loam into a wasteland, we can wasteland the hatchery, kill the Archon. I mean, that's probably the most realistic plan, right? That means if a wasteland is in our top 3 cards, we win. Otherwise, we need to draw one of 2 Smallpoxes, naturally draw the wasteland, or we could draw a creature. Man, the math is actually close. So 3 shots for a 4 of. Yeah, I think we just draw. I think we actually just draw. Because we could draw a creature too, right? Bowmasters does it. Wasteland does it. Loam. That does not do it. All right. Well, okay. Time to bring in some ley lines. Time to bring in some ley lines. Bring in the ley lines. Go down the Fatal Pushes. Go down the Lava Spur Boots. Go down the Pithing Needle. Go down a Witherbloom Command, perhaps. And then do we want like a Toxic Deluge? Yeah, let's get on one Witherbloom Command. Run it like that. This hand does not have a ley line. Good cards, but no ley line. Oh, all right. Well, this hand does have a ley line, although it is not especially close to casting things. Not especially close because we have double wasteland, but I think we keep it and just trust that we draw into some black mana. I mean, the ley line helps. I think their backup plan is probably show and tell. Well, ley line wasteland, that's what we got. Opponent untaps. Man, I wish we could get Smallpox. Opponent Bloodstained Mire. They can play around it a bit too. Okay, there's black mana. That helps. Verdant Catacombs. Pass the turn. That lets us get a Surveil land. We would love to find another black source, so then we can cast a Smallpox. Opponent gonna crack the Bloodstained Mire. I mean, this does give us... Really? Okay, well, in that case, we will let you Surveil first, but then we are going to just Wasteland. Opponent leaves it on top. Well, yeah, let's Wasteland you. Opponent, Bloodstained Mire, cracks it, Schwamp, and Thoughtseize. Okay. Well, you can take a Smallpox or a Deluge. I imagine it's one of the Smallpoxes. Hatchery would be the sweetest draw, actually. Well, let's Catacombs. Grab a Mortuary, do a little surveilling. Okay, Thoughtseize is, I think, worth keeping. Well, let's Thoughtseize ya. Grizzlebrand, Dark Ritual, Cabal Therapy, Lotus Petal. I would like to take the Cabal Therapy, because that's going to name the Smallpox. But if we leave them with the Grizzlebrand, then they're literally a show and tell away from winning. So I think we have to, unfortunately, take the Grizzlebrand. Yeah, I mean, we got to take the Grizzlebrand past the turn. This does let our opponent just Cabal Therapy because they know our hand now, right? So now they can just Cabal Therapy, name Smallpox. But I don't think we had a choice. It's just too risky to leave our opponent with the Grizzlebrand in hand because, like I said, then if they draw show and tell, they just straight up win the game. Opponent, Lotus Petal passes. Well, all right. If we're going to draw nothing, Urza Saga is the better nothing. Pluto Delta, and passing. I mean, we get to start making some constructs, I guess. Life from the Loam. Actually, that is probably better than making a construct. Yeah, let's do that. Let's Loam. Catacombs Wasteland. Get back the Catacombs. Pass the turn. Build it. Get a Surveil. I mean, we are going to keep blowing up Surveil lands. All right, Mills and Underground Sea. Well, let's blow up the Undercity sewers. This doesn't stop our opponent from show and telling, though. They have enough mana thanks to the Lotus Petal if they find it. They need a finisher, too. Witherbloom Apprentice, okay. Wait, are we dead? Did they just draw Chain of Smog? Oh, okay. Just die, please. Just die. Just die. It's got to be at least 17 cards. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. Well, Legacy, ladies and gentlemen. We started off great with the 3-0. Did not finish quite as strong. Man, this deck is cool, though. I will say, we're going to open our single treasure chest. I like this deck. My God, is Legacy in one of the most degenerate places that I think I've experienced in a long time. Like, there are a lot of people playing essentially turn one win decks. Huh. Yeah, Legacy seems like it's in a pretty unfair state. That is I guess my concern with the deck. I think this deck is really cool, and we obviously saw it did well at Eternal Weekend, so we know that it can do well. It does feel pretty fair, though, when you run into those Reanimator decks. Like, I don't know what we're doing. Maybe we're playing it wrong or something, but when your opponent just goes like, turn one, unmask, do a thing, reanimate a thing, what are we actually supposed to do about that? Or maybe those are just like the nut draws, and you're just like, all right, if you do that, we lose. But if you don't do that, then we got a chance to Thought Seize you and Smallpox you and Disrupt you. Very interesting. Very interesting. I don't know if we have like a good matchup against unfair decks or not. We have good sideboard cards. We got to see against like Oops All spells, or even against a Reanimator deck. Like, we have stuff like Leyline, but they have backup plans that still get around, as we saw with the Witherbloom, or the Witherbloom whatever, that 2-drop combo with Chain of Smog. They had plans to get around it, so I don't know what to make of this deck. I will say, I love Smallpox, and it's really sweet to see Smallpox doing well, and the Hatchery actually seems very powerful. Like, the Hatchery was great in the deck. We won games based off the back of the Hatchery, and a lot of times it was like the card we wanted to draw most. It's so good with Smallpox. It's really good with Wasteland as well. Like, we had some games where we just Wasteland ourselves to get the Hatchery, get the insects going. So the synergies were sweet. I will say there was a lot of close games as well. Like, win or lose, a lot of the games felt pretty close. Legacy close is kind of weird because it's not like life total close. It's more about like, are you stopping the other opponent's thing? Like, are you stopping them from doing their thing or not? Because a lot of the decks are like, if we win, we just do it all at once, right? If we win, we're animate a huge thing. It attacks you with haste. You discard your hand. We have some combo that just wins the game. We Oops All spells wins the game. But there's a lot of tension with like, does our Leyline hold up? Do we find the discard spell? Do we find the Smallpox in time? And a lot of little decisions matter. Like, I know there were some punts along the way. In my defense, we haven't played Legacy in a while, and it's a really hard format. But it's a format where, like, tiny decisions matter. My mind goes back to that game 1 against Reanimator in round 5, where we had the option to, like, cast a Smallpox. Our opponent did the big Reanimator thing. We got him with Smallpox to answer their first big threat. Opponent had 1 card in hand. They drew up to 2. So we had the option to essentially get our opponent out of cards in lands, but we also would have been essentially out of cards in lands by casting a Smallpox, and we chose not to try to wait and get more value out of it, and then I ended up backfiring. Those little choices like that end up being like literally the reason you win or lose the game. And even looking back on it now, I'm still not sure if that was correct or not. Like, was that the right play? Was that the wrong play? Was it too greedy to wait? Should we have just fired it off? I still don't really know. And I think that's part of what makes the format so awesome is it's just those little tiny things matter so much. On the other hand, I will say compared to last time I played Legacy, I feel like the format has gotten more unfair. I feel like we played against more like turn 1 win, super degenerate combo decks, and we don't have Force of Will. And I feel like not having Force of Will in a world of super degenerate combo decks, I mean, if you look at the matchups, I guess one of them was an Up the Beanstalk deck that was fair. One of them was a Rakdos mid-range deck, I guess, that was fair. And then the other 3 were all unfair decks, right? Oops All spells, Reanimator, like, the other 3 were all like super fast unfair decks. Interesting meta. But anyway, let's open our one treasure chest. See if we get something good for our little snack. Hey, Shifting Woodlands, good card, not super valuable. Primeval Bounty, fun card. Tiefalot card, standard card. Anyway, that's Smallpox and Legacy. That's our deck for today. Let me know what you think about the deck. What do you think of the format? Should we play more Legacy as we wait for Standard to finally get some bannings and maybe get better? Let me know in the comments. If you like the format, let me know and maybe we'll do some more of it. But anyway, that's Smallpox. That's Legacy. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.